Hi, what's up? My name is Michael DeLu, and if you believe London is blue, just like I do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and join the Pull Up the Tape community. With that being said, London is blue. London is blue. London will always be fucking blue. All right, with that being said, let's get into the Chelsea news today. So a bunch of interesting reports have come out. Not really anything that's surprises me a little bit too much. First thing I want to report on is Romeo Lavia. All right, so for Chelsea fans, I don't know who have good memory. If you don't, whatever. In the summer of 2022, we made a very, very last-ditch attempt to sign him to our team from Southampton for £50 million. And which is kind of crazy because in the exact same window, Southampton bought him from Manchester City for 14 mil. Which is a clear indication for how special we think he is and think he can be. It has been reported that Chelsea are going to make an attempt to re-sign him in this summer's window, because the fan is very, very big fans of him. The club is very, very big fans of him and what he brings to the table. Early in the season when Southampton beat us 1-0, he actually scored the winning goal that beat us, and he also excelled and he played really, really good. And at that point, we're starting to see that, okay, our midfield isn't as good as we think it is anymore, because this youngster is just running rampant on them. And he is a very, 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 very talented youngster. He plays for Belgium. And our recruitment director, Joe Shields, worked hand in hand with him at Southampton. And he was very, very pivotal in bringing him from Manchester City to Southampton. And Joe Shields, who currently works for Chelsea, was also a very, very big figure in the Manchester City academy. As of right now, Southampton aren't looking the best. They might, if I'm not mistaken, Southampton are at the bottom of the table, and there's a very, 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 very good chance that they could be relegated. And they could be forced to sell a lot of their best players, including him. So, I mean, that honestly is going to work hand in hand for us. If they get relegated, they're going to have to generate a lot of funds for the club. And if they have to generate a lot of funds for the club, that's going to be very, very good for us for so many different reasons. Because if they get relegated, they're going to the championship. They go to the championship, they're going to be forced to sell their best players. If they're forced to sell their best players, they don't necessarily have the negotiating power that they once did. Considering that they will no longer be in the Premier League and receive a chunk of that pie of the TV deal. So the $50 million bid that we put in to get him, that shit could drop down to as low as 30, if we're being honest. So let's hope that Southampton do get relegated. It's funny, though, because a team that beat us is in the relegation, and they're one of the worst teams in the league. But, hey, it is what it is. So if Southampton is relegated and forced to sell, that will do Chelsea a very, very big favor, because Southampton won't have the negotiating power that they once did in the beginning of the season or even in that window. So we'll see how that plays out. But Southampton get relegated, oh, yeah, he's coming straight to Chelsea. Joe Shields going to make that phone call and make it happen. Another midfielder that Chelsea are clearly interested in is Declan Rice, and this has been reported by Florian Pettenberg. Declan Rice, his contract expires in 2024. For those of you guys who don't know, I feel like this is common knowledge. Declan Rice was a part of the Chelsea academy. His best friend Mason Mount plays for Chelsea. He was cut from the academy and then signed to West Ham, and he went through the ranks of their academy and then eventually made the first team, and he has flourished ever since. I mean, West Ham, as of right now, aren't really doing the sexiest or the hottest, but he's made it, and West Ham have made various efforts to sign him to a new contract, and he said no every single time. Like, look, I am focused on getting the fuck out of here. His contract expires in 2024, just like Mason Mount's, and as of right now, West Ham might be commanding around $80 million for him, I'm not surprised. I mean, I honestly don't think it would be 80. I mean, because they're struggling too. They honestly aren't too far away from the relegation zone either. I doubt they'll actually get relegated, but I mean, I definitely feel like he has reached his peak at West Ham. I mean, I think the highest that West Ham made it was like 5th or 6th, and they made the Europa League. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. They just can't keep up with the times. Their tactics has damn near been figured out. I mean, they're not a good team. They're not a strong team. They're not anything. But he himself is a standout player, as proof that he continues to get calls up to the England national team. He played in the World Cup. He played in the Euros, and he starts for England as their main CDM. So I mean, he's a really, really good player, and he is what we need. I mean, we probably won't get Champions League football next year, which will probably hurt us in being able to negotiate with him and trying to get him over. But I don't necessarily think that that's too big of a. I think that. I mean, I think that'll be a small. I mean, and me personally, I feel like he's always wanted to come back to Chelsea. I think a deciding factor will be if we are able to keep Mason Mount. I think they have always wanted to play in the same team together. Hopefully we can get that. Hopefully we can get that to happen. But nevertheless, honestly, I genuinely feel like we have a very good chance of signing him. Other clubs will want to sign him as well, such as Arsenal, City, United. Arsenal will probably be our main competition in securing his signature. But nevertheless, I mean, I honestly, genuinely think that we have a very good chance of signing him. We'll see if we end up signing him. If we don't, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, a lot of clubs are pretty much looking for alternatives as if Jude Bellingham doesn't work out, because a lot of clubs want Jude Bellingham, but they know Dortmund are going to try and stronghold every single body. But we'll see how that situation plays out. It's really, really exciting times right now in Chelsea, because I feel like we're just a couple players away from creating a team that is going to be a fucking juggernaut for years to come. And if we're able to sign Declan Rice, oh, that'd be massive. That will be massive if we're able to sign Declan Rice. Again, West Ham won about $80 million for him, but I mean, depending on how close they finish to the relegation zone, that price might come down. But we'll see how that works out. Hopefully, it works out in the best for Chelsea. I mean, there's so many different options, but I'm glad to see that they're prioritizing strengthening the midfield, because I mean, we already made a decision that we've made it clear that we are not re-signing Dennis Zakaria to our team. At the end of his loan, he's going back to Juventus. But we'll see how the rest of the Declan Rice situation plays out. I'm really excited to see about that, man. Really, really excited. And last but not least, man. Oh my gosh, this makes me very, very happy. Wesley Fofana just earned his very first call up to the French national team. The international break is coming, and he earned his first call up to the French national team, the senior team. He's been playing for the under 21s with for quite some time now. He wasn't able to make the World Cup because he was injured, but he earned his very first French call up. And honestly, man, since Wesley Fofana has come back into our team, he has looked like he has been worth every single fucking pound we paid for him. He's worth every single pound we paid for him, which is really makes me so happy. So happy. He's look composed. He's just, oh my God, man. I could speak until I'm blue in the face about Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana earned this the hard way. He deserves this. He's finally gonna be representing his country for the first time at the senior level, and I couldn't be more proud of him, more happy for him, because like I said, man, he's turning he right before our very eyes, he's turning into the player that we bought him to be. I mean, Wesley Fofana was, touted as one of the best center backs in the world. Honestly, under specific age, I think he's better than Jules Koundé, if I'm being honest with you guys, but. I mean, there's so much more for him to prove, so much more for him to add to his resume and to his profile. So I'm really, really excited for him. Hopefully, Benoit Badiashile is able to join him as well. They played together for the under 21s, but we'll see. Well, hopefully we can get them at the. If I'm not mistaken, when are the Euros happening? The Euros happen next year, next summer, not this summer, next summer, because that happened in 2021. But with that being said, that is going to wrap up the Chelsea news for today. My name is Michael DeLu. I'm live from Los Angeles, California. If you believe that London is blue just like I do, hey, hit the subscribe button and join the Pull Up. If you believe that London is blue just like I do, join the Pull Up the Tape community. With that being said, London is blue. London is blue. London is blue. London is fucking blue. I'm out this bitch.